Now, from the studios of Into Tomorrow in Miami, this is ITTV.
Welcome back to our weekly tech update. I'm Dave Graveline, and this is ITTV. We're just back from 2 weeks of coverage from IFA in Berlin, Germany, the global innovation show for consumer electronics and technology. If you missed any of our coverage, radio interviews, video snacks, and of course our video highlights, stop by our site at intotomorrow.com for links to the show pages, audio podcasts, and all the videos from Berlin. Video game studio Bungie will hopefully be releasing their new game soon, Destiny, a first-person shooter with an RPG twist. Iggy is here to give us a sneak peek and offer his thoughts on this upcoming release.
Thanks, Dave. We're back in the gaming grid and going to take a sneak peek into the world of Bungie's Destiny. Bungie was the gaming studio responsible for the critically acclaimed Halo trilogy and have now broken their ties with Microsoft and created a new game with a new universe attached to it. Destiny is a game that takes place 700 years from now in a world where humanity has taken comfort in colonizing the solar system. The game takes place on Earth, the Moon, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and a whole bunch more. Destiny is a first-person shooter with an RPG twist. Now, an RPG, as I said before, means role-playing game, which is when your character gets stronger and evolves as the game progresses. First-person shooter means you see through the eyes of your character, and of course, you see your character's hands while holding a gun. Destiny now kind of reminds me of Borderlands with its million different kinds of guns, and Mass Effect with its armor and class choices. Now, at the beginning of the game, you will be prompted to choose a race and a class. The races are as follows: an Awoken, which are described as an elvish-looking celestial creature, so kind of like an angel. Then you have the Exo, which are cyborgs that are kind of like Terminators or even the Spartans of Halo with an undead twist, so they're pretty much the demons of the story. Then you have the classic race that's in any RPG game, and that would be humans. Now, once you've chosen a race, you decide on your character's class, which is kind of like their job, what their specialization is. So you like a sniper, communication specialist, pilot, things like that. Now, there are 3 classes in the game to choose from. You have the Titan, which is our barbarian-like fighter who loves to wield heavy weapons like rocket launchers. Then you have the Warlock, who loves to conjure up magic, which is learned by the Vex time-traveling enemies you'll encounter in the game. And lastly, you have the Hunter class, which is a roguelike class that uses stealth and long-range weapons to take care of business. So far, from what I've seen and read online about this game, I'm really psyched about it, and I can't wait to get my hands on a copy of the game. The game doesn't have a scheduled launch date yet, but will be coming out for the Xbox One and 360, as well as PlayStation 3 and 4, probably in the year 2014. But when it's released, we'll give you the official review right here on ITTV. Back to you, Dave.
Thanks, Iggy. Do you have any questions about technology, a tip for our listeners maybe, or maybe some tech rage to share with us? Well, call our Ask Dave hotline anytime, 24/7. 1-800-899-INTO. That's 1-800-899-4686. You can also participate via our free Into Tomorrow apps, available for all sorts of mobile devices. Remember that we award cool prizes every week, especially to those who submit an audio question via our app. Let's head back into yesterday. Chris is here to remind us of some of the milestones in the tech world with This Week in Tech History.
This week in 1901, the Victor Talking Machine Company was incorporated. After a merger with Radio Corporation of America, RCA Victor became the leader in phonographs and many of the records played on them. The famous Victrola phonograph logo with Nipper the dog and the words "His Master's Voice" appeared on all RCA Victor phonographs and record labels. In 1957 this week, the first Earth satellite was launched into space by the Soviet Union. The craft circled the Earth every 95 minutes at almost 2,000 miles per hour. Sputnik 1 fell from the sky in January of 1958. This week in 1996, the Nintendo 64 video game system, known as the first true 64-bit system, hit North American shelves. That first day, Nintendo sold 500,000 systems, with the Mario 64 game selling the same with it. Needless to say, Nintendo's system was a big success. And this week in 2008, SpaceX launched the first private spacecraft, the Falcon 1, into orbit. That's our look back at This Week in Tech History, brought to you by IFA Berlin, the global innovation show for consumer electronics and home appliances. Get more info at ifa-berlin.com. Don't forget about our free tech newsletter. Stop by our site at intotomorrow.com and enter your email address in the red box. Click the link in the confirmation email that you'll receive, and that's all there is to it. We thank you for inviting us into your inbox once a week.
Thanks, Chris. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page at fb.com/intotomorrow. It only takes a second to hit that like button. Also, follow our official Twitter feed at IT Radio Show. We love interacting with our audience and often send out prizes to our social followers, so why don't you be one? That'll wrap it up for this week's ITTV Update. I'm Dave Graveline. Thanks for joining us. We'll look for you on the radio and right here next week.
Well, we're already recording.
You're already recording.